We are now 1 week away from Super Bowl 51 at NRG, but the party has started and so has the cash flow into our city. Bringing the big game and all of its bells and whistles to Houston cost the city roughly $5.5 million. The Houston Super Bowl committee will reimburse the city, but the pending payback could be worth the trouble. City officials expect the game to bring in at least $350 million to the local economy, with most of that money coming from the nearly 140,000 visitors expected to descend on the city for Super Bowl 51. So if all of that funding will be put back into the local economy, who will benefit? What's the lasting impact of Super Bowl 51 here in Houston? That's our topic this half hour. We want to hear from you on our Fox 26 Facebook page, as always. Right now, our Roundup panel is joining us live from out here at Discovery Green. It's being led by our senior legal analyst, Chris Tritico. We also have former Harris County Democratic Party Chair Jerry Bernberg and conservative attorney Michelle Byington joining us this morning. Good morning to all of you.
Yeah, good morning. And, you know, it's such a great thing to showcase the city like we get to do here with the Super Bowl. The second time we've had the Super Bowl in the city, and showcasing it the way we do, it has an impact beyond just the $350 million that's estimated to bring into the city, Michelle, and welcome to the Roundup. The $350 million is a great influx for the city, but to showcase the city the way this does nationally and internationally, that's an impact well beyond.
Oh, absolutely. So Houston is known, number one, for being a great city and a very diverse city with all of the restaurants, all of the shopping, all of the events taking place. There really is something for everyone here, and it's just amazing that we have the opportunity to be on the world stage and perhaps become the official Super Bowl city, hopefully one day, where Houston will continuously get to host the Super Bowl.
What's the biggest impact for the city of Houston? Who benefits the most?
Oh, I would certainly say, given this morning, the manufacturers of portable heaters, earmuffs, and those sorts of folks. No, you know, the theory is that it's supposed to impact local merchants, bar owners and restaurateurs and Uber drivers and those sorts of things, but that's really not what it's all about.
Term.
Exactly. What it's all about has to do with putting an image of the city out there to the world, where folks see Houston and say, wow, you know, that's a neat place, which, by the way, is the reason I'm sitting here without an overcoat, demonstrating to everyone that Houston is a wonderful city with a great climate and
a warm heart.
And a warm everything else. But who it really is supposed to benefit is the city as a whole, by showing the world what a gracious, industrious community we are, with all kinds of beautiful things. And come on down.
And you've got this in the city of Houston, one of the great seaports in the United States. And so, if the showcase like this, talk about how does that impact? Can you take this type of advertising, and can you bring in something to the seaport? Can you build on that?
Absolutely. So they're expecting what?
Not the best question, but you know what I'm talking about.
I'll accept your questioning, Chris. That's fine. I mean, we're going to have an influx of what, 150,000 people who are going to come visit this city, maybe for the first time, and perhaps one of them is a small business owner, or perhaps the executive of a large company who looks around and says, they've got the Port of Houston, they have got all of these great facilities and the infrastructure available to house 1,000 employees, and perhaps it'll bring businesses into town just by one or two people coming in and seeing what a great city this is.
Well, boy, that's an awful expensive way to bring in, you know, this one or two new businesses. Most of the folks that are coming here are not going to be visiting the ship channel and not going to be coming by ship, by the way. But all of that said, here's the trade-off we need to look at. On the one hand, we're telling the world, look how neat Houston is. At the same time, we've got our Texas legislature putting us in risk. I personally believe that if the potty bill that's pending before the Texas legislature passes, this is the last Super Bowl we're going to see in Texas. It's going to be the last major sporting event like NCAA events and those kinds of things. So we're sending a mixed signal at best by letting the world know that this is a state ready to do the same thing that North Carolina did that cost its economy so
North Carolina, billions of dollars North Carolina lost with conventions and sporting events pulling out of the state after they passed almost the exact same bill that Dan Patrick is pushing in the legislature this session.
I think that's a little dramatic to say that we're going to lose these sorts of opportunities just based on one bill, the bathroom bill. But it's come on. I just think that's a little dramatic for this to happen in Houston, Texas, the fourth largest city in the nation with such a diverse economy. I don't foresee that happening whatsoever.
The Chamber of Commerce is sure worried about it.
But the real issue is that Joe Strauss is not going to let that even get a hearing in the House anyway.
Well, he's going to see what he can do to prevent that from happening, but that's not the point. The point is it's pending, it's being pushed, and it's giving the opposite vision. It's the opposite view of what we're trying to project by the Super Bowl.
All right, we got less than a minute. Y'all are both great sports fans. You follow football all the time. Who's going to win?
I do not believe Green Bay is going to prevail this year.
Who's going to win?
I love an underdog. I'm going for Atlanta.
You're going for Atlanta. There you go. All right. I like Atlanta, too, but I think that the Patriots have something to prove here after what happened last year with the Deflate Gate, so I'm going to go with the Patriots. We're going to leave it right there. We'll be back in about 20 minutes with another really good topic.
All right, I like your predictions. Thank you all very much. We'll see you in our next half hour for one more important topic.